history. You are the youngest mayor of any race and the youngest Black mayor ever to be elected mayor in U.S. history. I mean, I don't think that's a record I'm pretty sure anyone else will ever be able to break. You've kind of put yourself there as a one of the bookmarks in history that I think our country will look back at, and people will be assessing kind of what you've done as mayor and that election and such. I just wanted to ask you, kind of when you reflect back on that, on the example that you set for others, and on the position in our country and your states and your local history, how do you see, how do you hope, I suppose, people across your state and across the country will look back at you as this figure of a town putting their faith in the youth in the most blatant regard? Because I know that the conversation is always that people look back at Generation Z or at the young folks and they're saying, you're the future. In Earle's case, they meant it very literally by electing you the mayor of their town, and now you will kind of always be seen, or at least in part be seen, as this very historic figure for our generation, and for even for your community. And I'm just interested to see, how do you, when you reflect on that, how do you hope to impact the way we understand politics in Arkansas and in the United States?
Oh, that's an amazing question. It really is. You know, I just think this country can look back at this election as an example, and a prime example of how elections supposed to be done. And how people can have not only the United States, but the people as well that's living here, and look back at Earl as a prime example of how a community had faith in the youth. And like I use this example all the time. For the older generation, I say this and I say it humbly again, that you have to give this young generation the opportunity and a chance, and let them, and not only matter of fact, just give them an opportunity to make a difference, because somebody gave them an opportunity, and we want the same thing. Because the only thing you see is young people killing others, but we have some young people that's trying to make a difference, and the people won't even give us opportunity. And I just say, look at Earl as a prime example, and give the not only the people that's seeking off the young people, but give them opportunity to run for public office, and give them opportunity to make a difference, and see what they do. Because that's the only thing. That's the only thing us as this generation want. We just want an opportunity to make a difference. And I just
Yeah.
believe that people look back at Earl as a prime example. A lot of more young people will step into the arena to run for public office, because they say, "Hey, Earl gave him a chance. I believe my community can do the same thing."
Yeah. And I think also what you highlight there, this fantastic answer, um, it highlights the importance of local offices. In politics, we often have, in America, we tend to hyper focus on these national and state offices. The governor of your state or the president of the United States, and often that, I think, can lead to a lot of the disillusionment we face as a generation on getting those opportunities, when our local communities, as Earl has proven, as many communities across the country have proven, people are willing to give us a chance as younger folks. And of course, as we become older and as we grow into ourselves, those opportunities will only increase. But I think that a lot of people in our generation could really benefit from knowing that, these opportunities do exist. You don't have to jump straight at the presidency. Keep it in your sight, certainly. Keep it in your sight. But there
Mm-hmm.
are opportunities right in front of you. And I think, like you said earlier, why be great somewhere else when you can be great right there at home? I think that's something
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who want to get involved but feel as if they can't, can really kind of pull the kind of change the narrative. When you look a little closer to home, I think you realize that those opportunities are much closer to your grasp than
Right.
you assume beforehand. And I agree with you. I think that you, as in my opinion, what will soon be a historic figure that people for decades, maybe even centuries, will look back at. I agree. I think people will look back at you as this example that people are willing to give those of us in the younger generations a chance. Um, I think it's our job then to, especially in politics, but in anything, look a little closer to home. And I think you'll realize that those opportunities are more available to you, and they set up the experience and the resources necessary for you then to, uh, if you choose to do so, um, uh, project yourself into these higher and higher opportunities, these more impactful opportunities that could then themselves lead to real change, both in our understanding of politics, in
Mhm.
our understanding of our cultural cohesiveness in the United States. I think that if we start a little closer to home and build up to the goals, to the national, to perhaps even the global goals that we as a generation, that we as communities, that we as people face, I think you're a great example of here's where we can start to make the difference we want to see in the world. It's just a matter of taking that chance of having that faith, and I think that you've displayed exactly the kind of hope and faith we can have in our generation and in our country and ourselves and each other as a community, to make uh, politics better as a discourse and systemically. And when people look back at it, I think you'll be a great example of that kind of faith and of that kind of hope for the nation. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the TAAS YouTube channel and listen to the show. Check out the link to our website and make sure to follow TAAS everywhere online to stay updated on news related to the show. Thanks so much.